Good morning, everyone. Miss Kate, good morning. Am I
Yeah, good
audible?
morning. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Are we audible?
Yes, you are. I hope I
All
am
right.
too. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
are. Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the delays. Unlike me, I was experiencing technical issues, but I've been able to resolve it. So we're back on
Oh,
track now. Thank you.
sorry. You sound like you're tired.
Just frustration, that's all. I've been
Sorry.
trying to get some things done, but it's fine.
Sorry. Don't be
Thank
frustrated.
you.
Did you guys can be like that?
Yeah, but I'm fine now. Don't. It's
Yeah,
just yeah, it
sure, you'll
happens.
be fine.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
So,
welcome.
hi everyone. I'm so sorry. This time you waited for me, not the other way around. Yeah, and I was hoping that we'll have a high number by the time I joined the meeting, but still low.
We're still very scanty.
Yes, though in the group the engagement is high. I believe it's because some people have other commitments and maybe morning Saturday mornings are not just a good time for them, but it's fine. It's all good. So today is going to be just, I always want to say it's a continuation of the previous class anytime we start a new class, but I feel like it's not, because we learn something more complex than the last time. So today we've been focusing on AI in graphics design, but this time we are going to dive into UI UX design. How many of you have heard of UI UX design before? Or UI design specifically? Have any
Yeah,
of you
we've
heard
heard about both UI and UX design.
Okay, you've heard of it. I don't know. Have you or the rest of you, have you heard of it? Ruth, Hafsat, Nafisa, Rukaya. Have you heard of it? Hello.
Can we all signify we're here, please?
Thank you, Mr. Osman, for that.
Please, let's signify. Let's signify we're here. Let's give a thumbs up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, now this is someone who knows the vibe of the class. If you're just joining in for the first time today, I can understand. But for people that
I
have
think
been here,
I'm just the only male here.
no, I think there's another mail. I saw someone, Jamil. I don't know if he dropped from the call, but there was someone here. Yeah. But yeah, the girls are supposed to be more energized, I guess. Okay, have have who is that? Okay. This person keeps giving us a thinking emoji. Maybe she can't remember where she has heard it, but you know, that's fine. So
Thank you, everyone. Let's go ahead,
okay,
Miss
so
Kate.
Mr. Osman, what can you tell us about UI and UX design? Haven't heard of it.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Osman. The UI means user interface, while the UX means user experience.
Great, great. So do you have an idea on what each of them represent? UI, UX, though they are both used together, they're used
Yeah.
interchangeably. They symbolize two different things. So what can you say is UI and what can you say is UX? Just in a nutshell.
Okay. The user interface is what you see, while the UX user experience is what you feel, how the customers
Perfect.
feel about a particular product.
Great, great, great. Good. That's perfect. You hit the nail on the head. So UI/UX is exactly what you just said it is. UI, an interface generally is a medium between a user and a digital product or a digital device. Yes, it's a medium because without an interface, a user cannot communicate with a digital device, and a digital device cannot send information to a user in a way that they can comprehend easily. Imagine if without maybe interfaces, we used to maybe we only used to see read text codes on the screen, and there's no kind of interaction between us and computers. There's it will be hard to communicate, but because we have interfaces, we have things like we have applications windows and all, we are able to communicate with our digital device and digital products. So now UI now broken down is the user interface, as Mr. Usman said, and it is what we see. It is what helps in that communication, but with an extra flair, meaning we have things like colors, shapes, and visual elements that have been added. Then the UX is more of a psychological part of it, because it's as a result of your UI that you get your UX. Once a user has interfaced with a product, how do they feel? Do they feel satisfied? Are they able to perform their tasks? Do they feel frustrated? Is there friction at some point? Do they abandon the app? Are there like dropouts at certain stages? Those are the things that we consider as the user experience. Now, for a long time, UI/UX has been done digitally without the use of AI. We usually use tools like Adobe XD. I won't say a long time because it's making me sound ancient too, and I'm not like old. I'm not at all. So then back then, those that used to do it back then, there was nothing like AI. Even during when we started learning it, for people that started early, there were no AI tools, or maybe there were and we were not introduced to it yet. So everything that had to be done was done manually with human effort. Yes, when it was about wireframing, drafting out your site maps, flow charts, journey maps, everything that I've just mentioned was done manually. You have to pick out your shapes, draw each of them one by one, you understand? Or sometimes you just pick from someone else's design and just make changes. But either way, it was done manually. There was no thinking agent for that. Nothing was there to help speed up the process of this creation. And then AI came. After all of this hassle, AI came, and now most designers adopt it. Though people are making that mistake of allowing me to control the entire process. For graphics design, is not as delicate as UI/UX, because UI/UX is something that requires you to understand users. You hear me say it, you have to understand your users, because that's the only way you can create a product that speaks well, that appeals to them and helps them, that is useful to them. You must understand your users. And one thing that actually differentiates us from AI is just our human thinking, our empathy. AI has not reached there yet, and it's what we leverage on. Yes, what we leverage on, because without human empathy, you will not be able to understand how a user feels when there are certain situations. You can't put yourself in their shoes. But because we're human and we have these feelings, we have these emotions, it helps us to understand emotions of people around us. Yes. Now, AI is just going to be here to help us aid our chat. I always make it a point to remind you of that, because I don't want you to have that idea that it's going to replace you. Even if it's, I'm just saying it, even if you know, you are sure you've seen a vision that is going to replace you, keep that aside for now. Try as much as possible to use it as a tool when you can, and keep upskilling yourself. Now, keep learning new ways to control AI. That's all you need to do. And AI is just a tool. It's going to assist you in productivity. Now, instead of you spending time to come up with wireframes, the ideation process and all, you can just use AI to come up with a draft. Any other thing that you need to do with creativity, you can add it afterwards. Or not that you just put it in an AI tool, you take it out and deliver it directly to the client as your own idea. You're going to get the same thing as everyone else. I'm sure we've established that fact. You can even see it from the designs we've been sharing on the group. You understand? Those designs that you share on the group have a unique feel to them. For those that even tweaked it better, that didn't use the exact prompt that I shared, you can see that they had even better results. Do you understand? So this is how it is. You have to learn how to control it. You need to learn how to prompt it to get the results that you need. Now, I'll quickly share my screen. Oh, I don't know why this is wasting time. Okay. Wait. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, AI Pod, you're all welcome to today's session, because I don't know, my specialty is actually UX design. I'm into all kinds of design, but my major stronghold, or should I say my major one I like the most, is UI UX. That's the truth. That's my main. I build apps, I build MVPs, and yeah, that's what I do. So I can tell you firsthand that AI has.
Sorry, maybe we can talk about that later after the class.
Hello?
I want to be a wizard.
Hello? What did you say?
Can you hear me? I said maybe we can talk about that. I love that too.
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand. Oh, I see. Yeah. I get you. All right, no problem. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. So back to what we are discussing for today. Week 3, today's goal is to transform an idea into a user-friendly mobile app interface using AI and Figma. Though this is going to be on a very basic level because we have limited time. That's the truth. You can't use like just 3 hours to build something a full prototype that can be used as an MVP. So we're going to just use it as more of a drafting. Yeah, it's just like a draft. We're just going to work on drafts. Yes. So yeah, to help on what we've been talking about, let me quickly present my screen. I think it's better if I do it this way. Okay. I think it's much better this way. So what is UI UX? Everything that we've discussed so far, what Mr. Osman has contributed. UX is how a product works and UI is how a product looks. This is how we've boiled it down. Just a simple phrase, how a product works and how it looks. But when you start to now take a deeper look into it, you understand that it's way more than that, and there are certain things that you have to put in place for you to even be able to achieve this. So now when you talk about how a product works, you're talking about the ease of use. You understand the intuitiveness, how it solves a problem, the usability, and then simple navigation, accessibility. Now UI, on the other hand, is how a product looks when we're looking at colors, buttons, typographies, icons, and anything that is just visual. I hope you understand. Yes, it's the visual appearance of a product. Yes. So just imagine that you visit a restaurant, yeah, and then you have the decoration of the restaurant, yes, the menu design, the table arrangement, and then the lighting. All of those things that you see when you first walk into the building, when you walk into the restaurant, those things are under UI. They are like the UI. And then how quickly you are served, how easy it is for you to order, and how satisfied you feel after, that's with their services, before leaving, that's the UX. I hope you understand. I'm sure most of you can get this. You know how frustrating it is when you go into a restaurant, walk into a restaurant, and maybe you're supposed to order for food. There is like the, what do they call that display, that glass that is being, is it show glass or what? I don't know what they call it in kitchen terms, but yeah, the show glass. You go there, you see different kinds of food, but there's maybe you want Chinese rice and it's not available at the moment, and they tell you, okay, hold on, it's on fire, we're going to get it for you in the next 20 minutes, just hold on. Or because you love Chinese rice and you have so much faith that it's going to come in 20 minutes, you sit, you while away time, and maybe you decide to check the time and you see that 30 minutes have gone by, no one has come to talk to you, no one has come to remind you, no, there's no sign of your food anywhere. Then you start getting agitated. You go back to the waiting area, you say, okay, where's my food? You said it's going to be available in the next 20 minutes, but it's not. Say, oh, sorry, we just experienced something. It's going to be available in the next 20 minutes. And if you're someone that is extra patient and you just feel like you will die if you don't eat Chinese rice, right? You still go back. You might just go back. Though this time you won't be so happy. You might go back and say, and sorry, before you go back, you tell them, okay, no, I'll go now. I'll go and wait. I can wait, but please, I'm begging you, this is the last time. I'm not going to wait if this delays any further. And then you go back and sit with maybe a frown on your face now. Then you go and you sit, you wait the extra 20 minutes and still the food is nowhere. At this time, you're about to bring down the whole restaurant. I think you'll not end up buying anything, but you must show your anger in that place. That's for those that don't like nonsense. They'll go, I've seen a situation like this. Okay, Mr. Osman, you have something to say?
Sorry, I guess there's some member that was trying to join. They're having some difficulty joining the class.
Oh, okay,
So
let me quickly address that.
I just noticed that they're sending message. Just calling your
thank you for
attention.
all right, thank you. I usually don't like distractions during my class. That's why I don't check. But let me quickly check that. I think. Okay, this is definitely a network issue because I experienced it at some point. Let me see. Okay. All right, sorry. Yeah, we're back. So what was I saying? I was giving an example about the restaurant. And hello, am I audible? Just thumbs up. Sorry, I just want to confirm. Since this is a recorded class. All right, great, thank you. So let me just quickly check if this is recording. I have to put things in place. Okay, great. Everything is perfect. So Yes, back to our restaurant scenario. Yeah, personally, maybe because I'm someone who really doesn't like fighting in public, or yeah, I really just don't like issues, right? I'm going to be so upset that I'll storm out of that place, no matter how much they call me, even if they decide to give me the food for free. Because one, there was no empathy from their end, meaning there was no waiter coming to say, oh, checking in with me. There was no waiter coming to check with me, sorry, to ask me, okay, um is there something else you would like to have, maybe a drink, or maybe come to at least pacify me and tell me, we're so sorry, ma'am, this is an unusual thing and we experienced this. Just try and explain it, but it just felt like no one cared about me. You understand? They didn't care that I was there, and they just went on with their usual activities. Now that kind of thing is an example of a bad UX, because everything, we've seen the arrangement, you've seen the UI, everything is attractive, but the experience is bad. And that is a case of having a good UI and a bad UX. You can have a good UI and bad UX, but it's hard for you to have a bad UI and a good UX. It's not possible. It's unlikely. Let's not say it's not possible. It's unlikely, because most times we human beings were attracted by, in fact, not most times, I think all the time, we're attracted by what we see. So if something looks appealing to us from the beginning and we use it, right, and we want to use it, we might not feel like it's going to give us what we need. In fact, we might not want to go further with any interaction because we've seen that it's not looking nice. But there are rare occasions where a UI would not be so attractive and then the functionality will be top notch. It has happened. It has happened. But for someone who needs a new user, if you don't want to have bounce rates, you should always focus on having a balance between the two. Both the UI and the UX should be good. Yes, it should be. There should be a balance. So now the next thing is, what is the UI UX design process? There is a structured process. Can be longer than this for some people, but these are 4 things that I know that every UI UX designer goes through during a UI UX design. Now, the first thing is, you know that as a UI UX designer, in fact, as a designer, most times you are a problem solver. And if you're a UI UX designer, you are even more of a problem solver than anyone, because applications are being used by users for daily operations, sometimes weekly operations. I don't know, it depends on the frequency, but they are an answer to a question, a solution to a problem. These apps that you see, your banking apps, your social media apps, your websites that you have, e-commerce websites where you order for things, shop for products, all those things are a solution to problems. Yes. So a good UI UX designer would understand the problem first. You have to know what is the problem exactly. You can't just, there are people who just wake up and decide, okay, fine, let me just let me just work on this application. Maybe because you just want to replicate a design, you want to just build your skill and then you copy someone's design. But if you're building an actual product or you're working on a project, what you do is you understand the problem. Okay, I'm trying to reduce the time gap between placing an order or maybe buying farm produce and getting it. Like, you want to reduce the time gap. You want farm produce to be delivered even down to someone's house. You know, that's actually a good thing, because most of these farmers, one thing that they don't have is maybe gadgets, or maybe they don't have actually not gadgets, I would say is maybe the right application that connects the final consumer to the farmer. Though it's to the detriment of people who are retailers and wholesalers, but it helps. It reduces some of the cost for a normal Nigerian that is just trying to get at least 3 square meals. You understand? So imagine if there's an application that connects a farmer directly to an end consumer. I think it has reduced the time gap the things that you would normally wait for maybe after 5 days, or you have to pay for transportation for after it gets to this place, it gets to this place, it gets to this place, all those things, it can be reduced. That's an example of a problem that can be solved. There are many problems. There are things like maybe even waste collection. I think people have worked on that now. Waste management, collecting waste door to door. You understand? There are also task management apps, meditation apps, a lot of things that are there that are actually solving people's problems. In Nigeria alone, there are a lot of problems that need digital applications for most of them to be solved, and there are some that don't really need that. But how would you know? Until you make this research, until you understand, you define your problem and goals, and then you follow all of these design processes. That's how you know that you're working on something feasible. You can be working on it from the beginning, it starts well, and then you reach a point where you feel like this isn't achievable anymore because the data you worked with was too unrealistic, or the resources that you used were not just the right ones. So the first one is you define the problems and the goals. That's the understanding phase. And then the second phase is you research. For me, what I do is I research first. It can be, I don't know how it works for you, but I know that prototype is always at the end. But the research can come before definition. For me, I always do research first. That's the truth. I do research first. I always want to know firsthand. It's part of the understanding process, but at that stage, I'm not defining the problem just yet. I'm checking for actual problems, and I'm researching more about the users and their needs. I hope you understand. So it can be defining the problems first before research, and it can be research before the definition. So any one of the two can come first. You can come up with your own. As a designer, as you go further, as you progress, you will understand that most of the processes, you have to, create your own process. Because these hirers, those who hire people for jobs, they want to see your own unique creative process. So if you have something that works for you, that doesn't work for everyone else, that's fine. Then you hold on to it. It doesn't have to be restricted to what I give you here. This is just supposed to show you a guide on how things work, a structure. So we have the definition of the problem first. Then the second one is the research, which is where you gather your user insights and needs, because those needs, very, very important. Needs. Once you understand what your user needs, that's all. They are finished. The designer is going to everything, except if you're someone who is going to waste your insight. But once you fully understand what a user needs, and you're able to gather a good amount of information on that, a good amount of data on that, then you'll be able to create a very, very transformational app. Now the third one is planning. Now that you've understood the user, you've researched, you can now start mapping out your journey, the user journey, and then the information flow, how things are going to be arranged. That's for the third one. The fourth one now is now the prototype, where you have your wireframe, your design, and then your testing. Everything happens within this phase. So it can be broken down into smaller parts. There's the design thinking process, and this one is just like a primary category for all of those other ones that have been broken down. So think of it as a roadmap for any digital product, because AI can speed up several stages, right? But it doesn't replace the need to understand the users or test designs. Now, this is something that you as a designer on your own, you need for you to be able to even prompt the AI properly. I hope you understand. Are we together? Thank you. Okay. Now, how does AI help UI designers? Now that we've spoken about your responsibilities as a designer without AI, now how can AI help you? It's important for you to know how AI comes in, so that you will be able to set boundaries for yourself. The things that you need to do, you know. The things that AI will help you to do, you will know that too. So AI helps you to create things like user personas. I'll explain for those of you that don't know what a user persona is. It helps you to brainstorm features, the ideas, feature ideas, what the things that need to be put in an application or a software, yeah. And then UX copies, even the contents that we write inside, the text, those catchy phrases that captivate the attention of the users. AI helps with that. Then the wireframes, the low fidelity wireframes, high fidelity wireframes, mid fidelity, all those concepts can be generated with AI. AI can also help with layout arrangement. It can help to review and critique your designs objectively. You can see that's a lot for what AI can do. Yes. So AI supports designers at almost every stage in the design process. At almost every stage, because it can help you to brainstorm features just like we've seen. If, for example, now you're designing a fitness app, AI can actually suggest good, like useful features that you can add to the app, such as your workout training and tracking, your reminders, your meal plans, and progress charts. All those things can be added with AI. Then the second one is that it helps with user persona. What is a user persona? A user persona is a document that contains a non-fictional or fictional character that represents a particular demographic group. What does that mean? If I'm designing for students of a particular school and the students are final year students, that is a demography I have there, because I have that's a certain group of people. I'm not designing it for the whole school. I'm designing it for a certain group, which is the final year students, and then the departments. What departments? Probably computer science. Let's say computer science. That's another demography right there. So I can pick a fictional or a non-fictional character. Fictional in the sense that I can just create a dummy, maybe image that will just represent that user, or I can go to an actual student and get their data and ask for permission for it to be used as a user persona. You can put a real person's picture there for the non-fictional parts. Yes. So I'll show you an example of a user persona so that you don't get confused. It's just a document, like a one-page document. So I've not seen anyone that's more than one page, but you can't really say. But it's usually a one-page document that contains the bio of your user, their frustrations, their tech usage. That's if you need someone to be very tech savvy for the kind of application that you're creating. You need to ask some questions that will help you get the right information about that. Then for the US copies, you can get things like welcome messages, error messages, button labels, even something like button labels, down to button labels, you can get it. But I don't think there are people who will need that because they're already used to it, and yeah. But if you want AI to help you, it can help you to do that. It can create empty states for you, notifications, and this helps save time. While you're trying to, keep your interface professional, the drafts, the wireframes can be done with AI. Then you can now adjust it later. You can refine it later. Yes. So these are the major things that AI can help UI UX designers to do. Yes. And remember, every time that AI only suggests, and you as a designer, you decide. So it suggests, and then you pick from that, and then you decide if you're going to use it or not. That's how it works. I hope I'm communicating. I hope we're together. Oh, it seems like it's only Aisha and Usman that are in this call. Absent. Okay, I see you. Nafisa. Who else again? We have about 8 people. Ruth, great. So, like I said, empathy. You must have empathy as a UI UX designer. I think when I started UI UX designer, when I started using UI UX design, right, it made me what do you call it? Empathetic. Like, I always consider people. It's actually reflects in your daily life too. It's not just when you're designing. because it's a habit that you have to build. It's a personality that you have to build. Yes, you have to remember at all times that you're designing for users and not yourself. If you like black and black is not what your user likes, then you don't like black again. No. If you like, let black be the color that your maybe ancestors have been using. It's still not going to matter, because you're not going to be the one to use your application all the time. It's the users. You're designing for the users. You have to remember that. Who is using your app? What problem are they trying to solve? What task are they trying to finish? What is the quickest way to help them? What information matters to them most? Every great design starts with empathy, because you're putting yourself in their shoes. You can see even from the image, so the lady is trying to, you know, talk to the other lady. This is a depiction of how it is. It's like you are with your users at every step of the task. You're guiding them, even though you're not there. With your designs, you're guiding them. So you have to remember at all times that designers, UI UX designers, are working for users and not themselves. Don't ever make a decision based on your personal preference. Instead, you should always think about your users. You understand? For example, now if you're designing an app for older adults, like, you know that tiny text and complicated navigation won't work well. It might work for you because you are still young, your feet, your eyes are working perfectly fine. But if you're designing for older adults, these are things that you have to keep aside, even if it's your preference. Then if you're designing for children also, you're someone, because you're a mature person, you might not like bright colors and you don't want too much text and all. If you're designing for children, you have to bring yourself down to their level. You have to start adding bright colors, simple language, and maybe even large buttons that are appropriate for their age. Yes, you have to understand the people you're designing for and do what they need. I hope I'm communicating. Now, the next thing is from prompt to wireframe, how AI actually generates ideas from your interface. Now, instead of starting with a blank canvas, right? AI can help generate ideas for your interface. That's why most people don't hear about creative blocks anymore. There was a time that creative blocks were like a pandemic. Everyone would say, you hear a designer saying, God, I have a creative block. I don't know what I'm going to design today. Some will even take a trip maybe out of the state, out of the country, because they want to clear their heads. And though it has reduced, I'm not saying it's not completely there. It has reduced now because AI is doing most of the thinking. Yes, when it comes to concepts, it can gather over 1,000 ideas for you at a go, just for you to have a concept. So it has reduced that block that the creatives have always had. So you can ask AI, okay, AI, create a simple wireframe idea for a food delivery app home screen. Just something simple like this can give you you can get your results from doing something like this. That's the truth. If you want something more in-depth, that's when you can now go for longer prompts that are structured, you spell everything out as it is. Or if you want it on a generic level, you can just quickly say this: create a simple wireframe idea for a food delivery app home screen. You see how specific it is. So it's a wireframe idea, not a full app, and it's for a food delivery app. Remember, we said our AI has to answer the why, what, and who. Yeah, though here it didn't say who it's for, but we said it's a food delivery app, which can be for anyone though. But if you want it to be more specific, you can say maybe for pregnant women. Yes, let's just put it that way. Then the AI might suggest maybe a search bar at the top, food categories, featured restaurants, special offers, bottom navigations, and this can help you to start well. It will give you a good starting point. But remember that AI-generated wireframes are just simply drafts. I said it in the beginning, and I'm still emphasizing on it now. Always have this consciousness that AI is just a thinking partner, a creative partner, sorry. It works as you command it. Yes. The only time you're going to let it loose is when you're getting concepts. No way you're going. Don't rely on its results or depend on it fully. So now a good interface, right, is not about just adding more elements. People get that wrong. It's about making information easy to understand. Now, the designs that are trending the most are designs that are minimalist. They don't have too much designs, but they speak a heavy deal. Yes, they send they send information easy, because the attention span of a human being, an average human being, has actually reduced from what it was, let's say 10 years ago. That's reduced. And every time, human beings, every passing year, they grow impatient. And that's why things are becoming fast, very swift, very, very swift. Even when you're pitching an idea, you have about 0.6 seconds to be able to captivate your audience. Do you know how hard that is? Same thing with design. The moment that your user first interacts with your application, you should be able to convince them in just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. So anytime you're designing, you think, okay, let's imagine this person had only 0.6 seconds to see this. So there's a timer, and once the timer is off, the screen will disappear. How are you going to design that page? I know you're going to pick the most relevant information to put first. That's what works. Always think of it this way. Okay, if the user has just 0.6 seconds or even 1 second to just view this, what do I want them to see quickly? And how would they be able to make a decision fast, like I want them to, by just looking at this design? If you put that in your head, it will help you to create interfaces that are clean, consistent, easy to scan, accessible, and focused on one goal. Focused on one goal. And that is actually the cheat or the idea behind great UI designs. Yes, these are the 5 principles you should always follow. Ensure that you keep it clean, avoid unnecessary clutters. Every element that you put in there should have a purpose. It shouldn't be just for aesthetics. No. The second one is that you should stay consistent. Use the same colors, fonts, buttons, icons, and spacing. We've done that in our brand identity. I think you have that idea, because when we're building that brand identity in our last session, we were consistent. We used the tone that the AI generated from our prompts, and then we kept applying it throughout our designs. Honestly, when I saw the designs, my mind was blown. I couldn't even react to all of them, but I went through. I've seen all your designs. They are so nice. They are good. It shows that you understand what consistency means. Yes, and you're getting the hang of using AI prompts. Good. Now, a third one is that you should ensure that there's visual hierarchy. That's why we said it should be easy to scan. When there's visual hierarchy, right, you can make the important information stand out. Yes, visual hierarchy means, just like we have in your office now, in an office setting, we have a CEO, we have the CTO, COO. That's a hierarchy there. You know that at one point, everyone has to report to the CEO, because he's the one on the top. He's the one at the top of the ladder in the hierarchy. Then there's someone that comes after him, and then there's a third person. So that's how it is with information. Visual hierarchy. You know that the headline will always be the most catchy thing on your design. It's always a big bold text that users will see, that introduces the entire concept to a user, to anyone who is viewing your design. Yes. So the fourth one, accessibility. Ensure that your design works for many people as possible. It shouldn't be, okay, this one, since this design is going to be just for people who are fit visually. You can even consider people who are visually impaired. Yes, you can consider people who are old too, because you never know who your app can where your app can fall, whose hand it will fall on. Yes, so try as much as possible. Though you will not make it a priority, you can't design for everyone at once. What you do is you add features that would help with the navigation for every kind of user. So if you're creating an application that has maybe a dark theme or a light theme, for those that don't like light theme, you can put a feature there where they can toggle between the light and the dark theme. At least you're hitting two birds with one stone. You understand? Both the Those that like the light theme and the dark theme will be able to use your application. And then you can even add things like audio reading. If you have something that requires text display and then people are visually impaired, you can put an audio feature there. You can put it in your settings so that anybody that doesn't need it can remove it. It shouldn't be imposed, by the way, but it should be accessible. Your design should be accessible by almost everyone. I hope you're understanding me. Yes. Then the last one, which is the goal, your design should focus on one primary action. Every screen is supposed to encourage your users to take one main action. Yes, and that's why it's divided. We have home section. What does the home section do? It introduces a person to the app, right? And then maybe you have a shopping section, a shopping page. That is where you scroll through products. And I'm giving an example using an e-commerce platform. Yes, so you can have the shopping page where you scroll through products, you check for the kind of products you want, whether you want a black skirt, the size of the skirt, and then you have another page again, maybe the checkout page, where you can process your payments, add your payments method. Do you understand? So if you have too many actions competing, it can create confusion. Don't put everything on one place. Every screen should have its own goal. It should have one main action. And if you don't want plenty actions, then you can do things like modals, like these payments now. Sometimes you don't have to open a new page for you to be able to process your payments, right? You can just have a modal that will pop up on top of the main application. I'm sure most of you have seen that. Most times when you want to maybe edit or delete something, there's a pop-up that always comes, and then they'll tell you, do you want to continue with this? Do you want to delete? Are you sure you want to delete this? Things like that, you can use them for payment gateways. Do you understand? But all this, for you to be able to know what you need to do regarding features, right? You must carry out research and know what works best for your users. If it's going to be complex and your users are people who are not really so tech savvy, then you know that you have to choose another option. Yes. So these are the tips, or should I say the things that make up a great UI screen. Yes. Now, the next thing is we're going to see how prototyping your design comes into play. We've talked about the other part of it, the ideation, the definition, the understanding, the research, and then now the prototype. The prototype is now how you simulate your app. You're supposed to show how your app will behave before it's built. Yes. So in a platform like Figma, how many of you have heard of Figma? Okay, Aisha has. Have you used it? Okay, Rukaya too. Have you used it? Okay, Suleiman has used it. Aisha, okay, great. It's good to see that people have actually used Figma, because if you're not using it as a UI designer, what are you using? I feel like if you're not using Figma, you're using crude tools. Tools, when maybe there's Blender and you're using mortar and pestle. That's how it is. You understand? So prototyping your design, I like this part so much because it helps me to display how the application would work in real life. A prototype is supposed to be just a simulation. Don't mistake it for the last final product, please. Don't get it all wrong. A prototype is just a simulation. It mimics how the app will behave. But the final launch, the final product is going to be the last one that has taken all of the rigorous processes, all the iterations, the corrections, everything. But in the prototype, in fact, the prototyping is even a part of testing. It's a testing phase. But when you want to show your users, okay, this is an application I'm working on, I need you to do this, it's a prototype that you give to the users to test and give feedback for the final launch. Now, for example, what you can say, tap login, and then it takes you to home screen, or tap your pay button and then it takes you to payment screen. You tap profile and then you get a user profile. Now, this kind of interaction, right? Allows the clients, stakeholders, and developers to experience the app before the coding even begins. Yes. You know how good that is? It give you an upper hand anytime you do it. I'm not saying it's a must for you to prototype when you don't need to know, but it gives you an edge, yes, over the average designer. When you're trying to show people that this is what you've worked on, it will help a little if you show them, okay, this is how it's going to work. Even if you're not going to prototype the entire thing, as long as it's not the final design and you have a presentation, try as much as possible to prototype a little bit of it. It makes them intrigued. They'll be like, wow, so if you click on this one, it will go here. If you click, even if they want to click everything at the same time, and you can tell them, no, this is just how it looks. It has not been fully developed yet, but this is how it's going to look. It's going to save you time and the need to explain, because there are some things that you just have to show people. You don't need to tell them. If you show them, it's easier. But for you to start explaining, okay, so if you click on the login screen now, right, what you will see, you are supposed to see one big screen, a rectangle screen with size 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels, right? And then the text will now go up, the navigation bar will come down, and then the user will now come out. Things like that. You can't, it's not going to give the real experience. So prototyping comes in handy in cases like that. It helps with for you to detect usability issues early, because the users will see it, and if there's a problem at that stage, you know that, okay, you have to refine it before the final launch. And then development costs. Most people make that mistake when they skip all of this process. It's easy for you can have a cheap design quickly, you have everything fast, but then it's not always free. It's not always cheap. It's cheap in the beginning, but it's expensive at the end, because you must definitely pay that price that you're running away from in the beginning. If you don't attend to issues early at the early stages of your design, you definitely pay the price later when it matters the most. Yes. So now Figma helps with that. One thing about Figma is that it's very good, and it helps with motion design as well. There are so many features that they've added now. For those of you that have been using it for a while now, you know that the changes are many now. Figma is no longer the way it used to be, and things have been made easy. You have agents that can do your work for you, and we have Figma Make, which is like a development platform. Yes, a development platform where you use AI prompts. And there's also the coding area for people that like to do it manually still. All of those things are available. So we're going to run through Figma very after this, so that you can see for those that haven't used it. And for the sake of people like Mr. Osman that want to become wizards, we'll try and see that. So there are common UI design mistakes, and of course, everything that is here is just contrary to everything that a great design needs, or a great design should have. So I said in a great design, you should have clean layout. But if you make a mistake of having cluttered layouts, it's going to make your work look very cheap. You're not supposed to have cluttered layout, and it's going to look like you don't know what you're doing. It's going to look like you're indecisive. There are so many things that a cluttered layout can give out to anyone who is viewing it. Don't have too many colors. Try as much as possible to use tiny text. Don't have tiny text, sorry. Users should not struggle to read your interface, please. They shouldn't struggle to use your interface. I told you, people are running impatient. So if they have to be zooming in consistently, they will leave your app. After all, there are other apps like yours. You're not the first person doing that kind of platform. They can just quickly go through the other platforms, and if they get what they want, they're not coming back to yours. So you see, you've lost a user from the beginning. Inconsistent spacing. People don't realize how important spacing is. Spacing is very, very important. The use of spacing makes your work look either premium, and less of it will make it look cheap. Most times when people ask me, how can I make my designs look premium? I just tell them, master spacing and use of typography. But you see, that spacing is very, very important. When your work looks cluttered, that's what makes everything look busy, and then it's not going to look premium. But when there's enough space, the right use of typography, these are things that upgrade your design. Yes, try as much as possible to use a consistent spacing system. If you're going to be using the 8-point spacing system for most of you that know these terms, but let me explain it. 8-point spacing system is when you use the multiples of 8 for your spacing. So if you start with 8 pixels, right, the next spacing, if you're going to need something higher than 8, you're going to add 8 again. So you keep multiplying it by 8. Yes, you keep multiplying it by 8 for you to get your spacing. So the next spacing, if it's going to be more than 8, it should be 8 times 8, which is what's 8 times 8? 64, right? 8 times, no, sorry, 8 plus 8, 8 plus 8, 8 plus 8, which is 16. You keep adding 8-point system. So the next one should be 16. If you're going to add the space again, you want something more, it should be plus 8 again. They should be multiples of 8 and not inconsistent. Don't say, okay, I'm using 8 pixels here, and then I'll just add plus 2 pixels, and then the next one will be like 10 pixels. No. Yes. So try as much as possible to have a consistent spacing system. You can have yours when you build your design system, you have your specific spacing system that you use that works fine for you too. Then avoid confusing navigation. Avoid confusing navigation, please. Users should never wonder where to tap. If they wonder where to tap, who is going to help them out? Because you're not going to be there with every user as they are using the application. Yes, it's not possible. So the navigation should feel very natural and predictable. I know you have that urge to be creative. Yes, there are places that you can be creative, but when it comes to systems like navigation and layouts, right? These things should be natural and predictable. You don't have to be creative about it. When it comes to navigation, you know that in navigation, a bottom navigation is supposed to be at the bottom. It shouldn't be at the top because you don't want to look like the rest of the designers. No, it's called a bottom navigation for a reason. So if you have a navigation that's supposed to be at the bottom, it should be there. It shouldn't be in the center of your page. It doesn't make any sense. It can be you being creative, but then it's also you disrupting a process, a normal process, and that is going to make your work look bad in the eye of the user. I hope I'm communicating. And also poor contrast. You can see an example of this image that I have there. We have poor contrast there. It looks like everything is on default mode on the left one. Yeah, because there's a poor contrast there. It looks like everything is faded. But on the right side, you see that is just some parts that have the faded effect, signifying that it's just an effect. But here it looks like it's a disabled page. Yeah, so try as much as possible to have a good contrast. There are tools online that you can actually use to check for contrast. There's A11Y. For those of you that use Figma, you know that there's a plugin like that. There are plugins that help you to check for contrast. You don't have to do all of those things anymore. Now you see things like this, you don't really need to be cracking your head for it. Yes, you can just use tools. That is not going to change. That's not going to make AI control you. Don't worry. But that is going to help your design process. It's going to aid in your productivity. So you can check for AI contrast tools. You can't know it all. Check. The tools are there to help you. They generate the best contrast for you. Pick and use. Use the one that you feel will be good with your application. So am I communicating? Are we together? Okay. Yeah. So we've come to the end of the theoretical part. Do you have any questions for me? Please, I need questions. You have not been asking me questions, and I'm going to ask questions actually today. So ask me questions. What is it that you want that is not clear here? If there's anything that's not clear, what is it? And or what is it that you want to know in addition to what is here already? So please, let's talk. You can unmute your mic or raise your hand if you have a question. Then let's do it quickly before we go to the next part. Okay. We don't have questions. So is it safe to say that you understood everything that I did here? Is that what people are telling me? Yeah, hello Suleiman. Do you have a question? If yes, you can unmute. Hello. No emojis. Oh my God. Okay, let me do this. if you understood my class, if you understand, okay, you don't know if I'm, yes, I talked about wireframing, but not in depth. This is not supposed to be us talking about the in-depth part of this concept. Yeah, it's just for you to know that things like that exist, because this is AI for UI design, right? I'm going to explain more on wireframing because we'll be using AI for that too. But okay, wireframing, like I said earlier, okay, I didn't really say much about it, but okay, here goes. Think of a building, a construction building, right? You have three major people: the architect, the engineer, and then the laborers. You understand? And then we have the owner of the house, who is going to be the user. Now, the architect, guess who that is? That's you as a UI UX designer. You are the architect. And then the engineer is going to be who? The developer. Developer, yes. And then the laborers will be people like maybe the graphic designers, motion designers, people that will handle the smaller parts of the job. And like I said, the owner of the house is going to be your user, whoever is going to use the application. Now, you as an, I want you to see, okay, who is that person that you can do without, that you can't do without in a building? Can you answer that question? Who is that person that if that, okay, is it because I told you that it's a UI UX designer? That's why you don't
No.
Okay, so can you tell us why? Who told you I can just remove the architect? Who is he? Why should I keep him or her?
If you don't have the architect, you don't have anything. It's the architect that designs the main thing that everything else will fall upon.
Good. Oh, perfect. Thank you. That is it. Everything else will build upon, meaning you are the one creating the blueprints. The blueprints that your engineer should have 100 degrees on his head. Even if you have 1,000 degrees, it's still going to come back to what you have designed as an architect. So that is the role of a UI UX designer. They are so vital when it comes to app development, the app development process, because everything falls back on them. So most times when you see people experiencing issues with an app, the first thing they will ask, is, did the UI UX designer actually do their work properly? Because they believe that everything was done based on what they presented or their blueprints. Everyone was just using their blueprints. Or sometimes it might not be their fault, but they will be the first people to be blamed. Yes. So wireframes are those documents that the architects present to the owner of the house before the work is being done. Those, that skeletal picture that doesn't have colors yet, that raw one that has lines and some kind of confusing things like that, blueprints. Those, yes, skeletal system, that's what I call them, skeletal system. That is the wireframe. Yes. And then wireframes are actually divided into two major ones, but there are three now. The second one is like a part of the third one. We have the low fidelity, mid fidelity, and then high fidelity. From the name, you understand how this works. So the low fidelity is now like the rough one, the rough sketch that a designer can just do on their paper and without any sizing notes, just raw ideas without any proper layout. Then the mid fidelity is when you now start adding proper layout to it, but still is not, you don't have colors, you don't have buttons and all. Then the high fidelity is now when it starts to look like the actual app. You can start adding colors, you can start adding button labels, and yes, it's no longer looking like a skeletal system, it's looking like a person with skin. That's what the high fidelity is. Sometimes you can do, some people, they actually skip the low fidelity and the mid fidelity and go straight to the high fidelity. But the reason why the low fidelity and mid fidelity are important is because it allows you to make informed decisions about functionality without any distraction of all of the aesthetics. Why? Because you're focusing mostly on the structure now. You have not seen the colors yet. You are looking at the pure structure. So that helps with functionality. But when you want to focus on just the aesthetics, fine, then you can go with the high fidelity straight up. Yes, or if you are just so good at what you do, you understand it, you don't need to go through all of those processes, that's okay. Like there are times when me too, I go into just high fidelity. But when I want to fully understand the structure, a system, how it works, then I go back to the low fidelity. I need to know the flows, the structure. That helps with functionality. Now, someone asked, let me see, I got a message. Someone said, what is the difference between, okay, wireframe is not interactive, it's a static document, a drawing, let's put it that way, like a 2D drawing. That's what a wireframe is, a 2D drawing. Then a prototype is like a demo version of the application. You see, a demo version is not going to be static, it's going to be interactive, but it's still not the app. I hope I've answered your question, Ruth. Have I answered your question? Okay, great. So is there any other question again? I'm glad you are bringing very important questions. I like that. So is there any other question before we move into the next one? Okay, so I guess this means we can proceed. So now we are going to use AI to generate ideas and Figma to refine them. Though we might not really need Figma, maybe that's going to be like an assignment for you, but just so that we're going to come up with a concept today. Yes, and the tools we'll be using Wizard. Mr. Usman, it's like you saw a vision. It's Wizard actually, but it's not spelled WIUIZARD. It's called wizard.co. So I'll quickly open that platform and then we can use it quickly. Let me. So this is it, wizard.co. If you have your systems, I always say people should bring your system so that you can do it. Not systems, well, this can only work on a system actually, this particular application, since it's going to have a wider workspace. But if you have your phone, you can log into this and then create an account. Or if you have your laptop, even better. So yes, you can see how Wizard works. You use Wizard to turn product ideas into concepts very quickly. Yes, that's what Wizard is used for. Figma Make can do it too, but just that I think this is free to some extent. Or Figma Make is yeah, there are some limitations, but yeah, this is it. So you can see they're even giving you examples of how to prompt it. You can have just a line for prompts, right? But then if you want to have a structured prompt, this is the way to go about it. You have to know, you see now, this is a very tricky thing, because if you want to be able to have a structured prompt, you must know the concepts in UI and UX. That's why you have to know your stuff before you can prompt AI. If not, AI is just going to teach you, and it shouldn't be that way. You should be the one teaching AI. Now, let me show you an example. I'll quickly change my screen view again. I want to show you an example of the prompt. I guess I should drop it in the call, yeah? I mean in our WhatsApp group, but I don't want. Let's just have this first. The root is already, she wants to quickly put it. If you want to quickly start designing with prompts, I know your tricks, so I'm coming. So let me show you. Then I have to go back to my slide so you see what I'm talking about. For some reason, anytime I'm having this class, WhatsApp always misbehaves. I don't know why, because this was working just fine and it just logged me out, but it's fine. I'll be able to get it. So now back to my slide. I wanted to show you, let's keep how to prompt it. Good. So the first step for you to be able to do this is for you to decide what we are building. So I want all of you, because now when I'm not going to just, I'll pick my own, you pick yours. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. about 8 concepts here, app ideas, sorry, that we're going to build on. So they are here. Let me put them. In the chat box so that everyone can copy it. Oh my God. Sorry. So I'm going to add this to the chat box so that you guys can. You can pick the different ideas there. Any of these ideas, we're going to use it. Can you see it? I've left it in the message, in the chat box here on the Google Meet, not WhatsApp, please. I think we can use it to communicate to. So we're going to use that, and then after we understand the idea, you've chosen your app idea, the next thing is to prompt ChatGPT. So you tell it what you want to do. Yes, if you know what you want to do already, you don't need to ask ChatGPT. It doesn't have to be the middleman. Yes, but the reason why we're asking ChatGPT is so that we can have a structured document, a format for the app, for the implementation. So we ask ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, I want to design a mobile app for a so business. This blank space, you put the type of your business, the app that you want to do. Then you say, help me define the purpose of the app, the target users, the top 5 features users will expect, and what makes this app useful. So I'm going to give you, I'll still give you the prompts. I'm sure Ruth and the rest will be happy now. Let me keep it here. So I've dropped these two, the prompt. Are we together? Sorry. Are we together? Great. So yeah, we're going to prompt ChatGPT. I'm going to take it now to my ChatGPT. You can use other platforms like Claude. Like I said before, Claude is limited. If you don't know how to prompt, you end up wasting your daily usage. Yes, we also have Meta AI is good, Gemini, but at the moment, ChatGPT is actually better when it comes to long form documents and all. ChatGPT is better. So I'm going to use that. So how many people have gotten the prompt? Have you put it in your ChatGPT? If you have, just raise your hand. It can't be copied from here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No one reminded me. Okay, hold on. Let me quickly do that. So what I'm going to do, since you can see it, you can start typing it. My screen is being shared as we speak, so you can start typing it before I finish up. The reason why I don't want to, I need to share this prompt with you. There are some that are very long. And since this is your first time, I want you to understand some of the terms, the terminologies. Yes, Your assignments will come, but for now, just understand it. Let me reduce the work for you. Now, let me troubleshoot this quickly. Please bear with me. Technical issues will be resolved in no time. If anyone is finding it hard to follow up, please let me know how I can help. If there's anyone who is confused, I don't know if there are people that are just joining us today. If there are, then you're welcome, and I'm happy to help wherever I can. So please indicate if you need assistance with anything at the moment, or if you're finding anything confusing. Yeah, great. Our WhatsApp is coming back. So have you all received it? I sent it to the group. I hope I sent it to the right group. Yeah, I did. Great. So now the types, the app types, food delivery, banking app. If you've picked yours, then let's proceed, please. So I'm going to pick mine. I'll pick a fitness app. But most of these are just generic. We need like better ideas. If you have anyone that you want to work on that is not here, please feel free to use it. I'm just giving you a guide. But I like all these fitness apps, or there are things that are just popular. Everyone is doing it. Fashion store, like ride hailing apps, all those are easy apps that people do. If you know a situation, or should I say a problem that is actually there that needs to be solved, you can use it as a guide for your prompt today. Well, yeah, I'll just go with the generic one. I've gone for fitness app. Mm, so let me show you my screen quickly. Let's watch the process together. So here is my prompt. This is the basic prompt. I want to design a mobile app for a fitness app. Help me define 1, the purpose of the app, 2, the target audience, 3, the top 5 features user would expect, 4, what makes this app useful. These 4 things. If you have more things that you need to add, fine. You know, I always want people to be creative with it, to be, yes, just you don't have to copy me exactly. Yeah, if you want, that's fine, but if you have a better idea on something, please go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go ahead and run this prompt quickly for ChatGPT. Let's see what it gives us, but we're to expect all of these 4 things that I've listed. Oh my, I guess this is a network issue because it's not responding. So has anyone received their own results? Because mine is hanging. And I know it's due to the network. Let me work on that too. Today is not nice, being nice to us. What I'm going to refresh this. I'll have to copy this prompt. Wait. Great. So we have our results. I have mine actually. Here's a solid product definition for a mobile fitness app that will be suitable before moving into user research, wireframing, or UI design. Great. At least ChatGPT knows what it's doing based on the data we've fed it. So much data. Yeah, it keeps getting intelligent. So it knows that, of course, we'll definitely do user research, wireframing, or UI design. If you didn't know, it has actually informed you in a tricky way. Yes, so fitness app definition. 1, the purpose of the app. The fitness app helps users to improve their physical health by providing personalized workout plans, tracking fitness progress, and encouraging healthy lifestyle habits. Its goal is to make fitness accessible, enjoyable, and sustainable, whether users exercise at home, outdoors, or in the gym. Then the core mission is to empower people to build healthier lifestyles through personalized guidance, motivation, and measurable progress. Then the second one, the target users, perfect. You know, this is what we wanted to do. So now you see, for this, we have 4 kinds of users. And then if you're creating a user persona, this is how it's going to look. Target users. You're going to have a user persona for beginner fitness enthusiasts aging from 18 to 35. That's how it's going to be. You can have 5 personas. It's just like when you're doing a portal for a school. How many users do you have? You have about 4. The students, for most of you that have used university portals, you understand what I'm saying. You as a student, then there's the lecturer who is going to go and grade assignments, upload assignments. Then the third one, maybe the exams officer to compile results. Then the fourth one will be the admin, the people who are responsible for managing every user there. Yes, so you see, you're going to create 4 user personas because each of them they are going to see different things. They're going to see a difference, not so different entirely, but they're going to see like, yeah, there are some changes in the layout when it comes to the user type. So the admin, what the admin is going to see is not what the user will see. I mean, the student will see. What the students will see is not what the lecturer will see. The student is going to go and see uploaded assignments. The lecturer is going to see a spot to upload assignments. That's how it is. So for each of these people, you have to create a user persona. Now, I've been saying user persona, user persona. Let me quickly show you how a user persona looks so that you can understand it. Because if I keep saying it, for the benefit of those who don't know anything about it, it's better to show you an example. So I'll quickly show you one user persona. Okay. And this is a fictional user person. I'm sorry, non-fictional. There are different. I told you there's non-fictional, there's the fictional. So I'm going to let me show you the screen quickly. Wait. Okay. Okay, can you see it? Please indicate if you can. A thumbs up. Great, great. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Fatima. So this is what a user persona looks like. Yeah, this is a user persona. We have a fictional character here. We have Aisha. I'm sure we have an Aisha here. I don't know. Aisha Bello is this person. And she's a university student and also a business admin by profession. She's 23 years old. She stays in Kaduna, Nigeria. And this is what she said during maybe an interview with the designer, because most times the user persona is created after you've talked to a user, even if it's not on an in-depth level, maybe just a basic conversation that made you come to the realization that it's an actual problem that you're trying to solve. So I just want something simple, affordable, and reliable. If I can trust it and it saves me stress, then it's perfect for me. This is a direct quote from her. That's why we're having it in quotes here. She said it, and then that was what was picked out. Yes. So okay, I can see someone said something in. Okay. Uh, okay, you're sending. Great. We'll look at that. Let me quickly read this out. Yeah. So yeah, what is her bio? She's a final year student who juggles has this is one that we created. I created when was okay, I created, yes, this though is not an actual problem, it was just for a session, a class. So Aisha is a final year student who juggles her studies with a growing passion for fashion. She dreams of launching her own clothing brand online, but often struggles with unreliable internet and the high cost of mobile data. Now, for someone who has the understanding of what it means to be a designer, you see, from just her bio, right, you've already found something to work on. You know the application that you're going to work on, you know the you already have an idea on the features that need to be there, because you know that she's a final year student, of course, and she juggles her studies with a growing passion for fashion. She dreams of launching her own clothing brand online, but often struggles with unreliable internet. This is a frustration already. Unreliable internet and the high cost of mobile data, which of course you as a designer, you can even relate to it. So despite these challenges, she remains determined, always looking for digital tools and platforms that can help us succeed. So what are her goals? One, she wants to graduate successfully, meaning you need something that isn't going to take her mind off her studies. It's just really going to help her to balance her passion for fashion and then her studies. Yes. Then the second one is that she wants to start a small online clothing business. The third one is, well, support her family. Of course, that can be a goal too. Yes, that can be a goal. Then what kind of device is she using? An Android smartphone, Infinix Hot 30. That helps you in case you want to work on heavy features. Yes, you should know you should have a range of maybe devices that maybe it will work on, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this kind of information helps you. Yeah, it helps you to make informed decisions when it comes to designing an application. So internet use, she's always on WhatsApp, Instagram, and YouTube, and you see the level is high. She's using her mobile data high. You can imagine how much she's spending. If she's watching you, just Instagram alone is going to consume all of her data. But yeah, what are her frustrations? From her bio, we've already picked that she has a problem with data. It's so expensive, and then there's unreliable power supply. I think Aisha is like every Nigerian. These are the things that we have on a daily basis. Unreliable power supply, and then fear of online scams. Fear of online scams. These three things have frustrations. So from looking at this user persona, you know that okay, Aisha needs a platform that can help us look for what am I saying, that helps her with her clothing brand. That's maybe she's going to have an e-commerce website. Yes, she's going to have an e-commerce website, and when you're designing, you're going to cut down the use of high visuals that would consume her data. And yes, and maybe you can put a reminder somewhere for her to go back to her other activities while things are running in the background. She can now focus on her own other activities. So this is just a rough draft. This is how a user persona looks, and mind you, this is not the way the design is always going to look. For some, it's going to be horizontal, vertical. The arrangements are quite different. This is how I decided to arrange mine. But you can have a user persona in so many ways. But you should know that the components are you should have a profile image of the user, their demographic data, their bio, their goals and their frustrations, motivations, pain points. What are the things that are frustrating to them? What motivates them to want to do stuff? You can even have other sections that I don't have here. That's fine, as long as it helps you to understand your users and to have the insight about what they need. Then that's fine. So this is a user persona. This is what it looks like. I guess we can go back to our prompts quickly. Okay, so back, I can see your great. I can see, okay, only Mr. Osman sent his. I don't know if the rest have dropped it on WhatsApp. Okay, are you experiencing any challenge? So okay, let's do this. If you've worked on yours and you have your results, you're looking at it, you're staring at it in the face right now. I need a thumbs up. Let's see those that have done their prompts. Aisha, Hawa, Hafsat, Umar. Okay, all right. So let's see. Great. So we have our target audience, and you see how we can display each of these people now on our user persona. I had to show you that so that you get the whole idea. Now, the top 5 features the user will expect. Now, sorry, you know that I told you that it has to be predictable. There are some things that should be predictable based on the systems. Of course, you know that every workout app, that's for me, you have a personalized workout plan. Yes. So the users can answer a few questions. That's during interview or survey. They can answer a few questions about fitness goals, their weight, experience, okay. Sorry, I received a call and it's disrupted the whole thing. So yeah. Mm, fitness app design guide. Yeah, we're back to this. Then the next one is nutrition and water tracking. It's giving us features that it feels users will expect. Now, what makes this app useful? Unlike a simple workout timer, this app acts as a personal fitness coach in your pocket. It provides personalization, convenience, motivation, education, and all of these things. Then what is the value proposition? What is going to set you apart? Your personal fitness coach helping you work out smarter, helping you work out smarter, stay consistent, and achieve your health goals wherever you are. Wow. So this is what our app needs, and we've learned that through ChatGPT. So let me see what Mr. Usman's own. Okay, it has gone. Oh, because I went off the call. That's fine. Okay. Then the next step for us now is we've gotten our app idea. Now we have what to work on. Now, to create a user persona is the next thing. We have to create a user persona. And that's why I was emphasizing on showing you what it's for. So now, how do you create a user persona? We're going to say, I'm going to show you the prompt actually. I'll share it on the WhatsApp group again. But first, let me make you run here. I'll say create a user persona for this app. Remember, that's our technique. After we've already done a prior prompt, we have to say this. This is going to, but if you want it to keep reminding, if you want to keep reminding it, then that's fine. So I'll say create a simple user persona for this app that helps. Oh, no, for this app is okay. Sorry, for this app. Include name, age, occupation, goals, challenges. So I'm going to say motivations. Okay, yeah, we can leave goals. Then I'll also add motivations. and pain points / frustrations. Anyone that works. So name, age, occupation. So first you need to know, what do we really need? Do we really need name? Yes. Yeah, we need, let's just put a name to the user persona. Do we need age for fitness? Most definitely. In fact, it's the most important thing here, because any kind of workout plan you're going to be giving us, you can't give the same workout plan that a 30-year-old is supposed to have to someone who is, say, 70 something. No, their systems don't work the same way, and it's only age that can help us. It's only the age that can help us to differentiate that. Then occupation, do we need that? Yes, because if you have a workout plan, you need to know the time that will be, attributed to that plan. If you're a 9 to 5er, someone who works from 9 to 5, of course you know that, yeah, timing is of essence to you. Then the motivations, pain points, and frustration. Yes. Is there any other thing that we need to add for us to get? Is there anything that we need to add? Um, is there anything else that we need to add here? Okay. Since everyone is working on a different app, let's just go ahead with this real quick. Okay. I think I have what. Should I? Okay, create a simple password. No, that's fine. Let's see what it gives us. Oh, that was fast. So, name Sarah. Okay, Sarah Johnson. She's 28 years. Her occupation is a marketing executive. Nice. Her goals: she wants to lose 8 kg over the next 6 months. She wants to build a consistent workout routine, improve her overall health and energy levels, stay active despite a busy work schedule. And then motivation: she wants to feel healthier and more confident, enjoys tracking progress and achieving milestones. Do you know what this means? If she's someone who enjoys tracking progress and achieving milestones, and your app has a tracker, and it always says, okay, after you've lost 1 kg, to do this maybe gaming effect and say, wow, you've lost 1 kg, you've lost 2 kg, that is going to appeal to her so much, because she's someone that likes these things. It's a motivating factor for her. You see, that's why it's very important for you to have things like this. The user persona is a document that shows what you've gathered that's from the user insights you've gathered during your data collection, your research process. Everything that you've collected, you display it using a user persona. And what is she also motivated by? She's motivated by reminders, streaks, and visible improvements. You can imagine. So you ensure that the tutorials too are things that will help her. Maybe you can even add a session where you say, okay, before and after, you take pictures and you keep her. Hello, can you hear me? I'm so sorry. My network. I don't know. I changed position. This is not where I usually have my class. So it's kind of it's affecting me. But I'm really sorry about that, please. I'm sorry. Yeah. I hope I'm forgiven, please. Thank you. But am I audible, please? I don't know. I need to know if this network is not playing games with me again. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patience. Really, I appreciate it. So quickly, I'll just skim through this. We already know what our results are because you have it. So what the persona summary is going to say is Sarah is a busy young professional who wants an easy to use fitness app that fits into her daily routine. She values personalized workout plans, simple progress tracking, and motivational features that help her stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. So you can even add a direct quote if you just want to create a placeholder. I didn't put it here, but you can say, let me see if I can edit it. Yeah, I can say include direct quotes, and I didn't put bio. Yeah, I didn't put bio. That's another thing, though. It's because this is just a dummy one, but let's add it so that it looks more real, and so that you just have a placeholder for when you're creating it. Bio. So when we have all these things, let's see, it's going to refine the results. Let's see. Good. See, now it's better. Direct quote. I want to stay fit, but my busy schedule makes it hard to stay consistent. Very important when you have direct quote, so that it will show that you're actually working on a real problem. It's a problem that an actual user is facing. So you have her bio here, occupation, and that's about it. I think that's the only thing that has been added here. Everything looks okay. So now we're going to go to Wizard. Now that we understand all those things, yes, we'll go to Wizard. Yeah, this is where it gets interesting because we're going to see applications, real applications done within blink of an eye. And remember, I told you that you can actually prompt ask ChatGPT to give you a good prompt for achieving this. So let's see if we ask ChatGPT, create let's see, create a structured prompt that could that will help achieve the UI design of this app on Wizard. You can even say the name of the platform so that they will check, okay, what is the prompting structure? Or yeah, what's the prompting structure for the application so that it can give you this right prompt for that. So let's see. Can you see? This is it.
You
Wizard
can't
AI design prompt. Hello. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my screen. Okay. Thank you for drawing my attention to that.
please, what's the prompt again?
Okay, let me quickly show you the prompt. So after you've done all that, just say create a structured prompt that will help achieve the UI design of this app this, you know, the app you've already asked for, or the one you're going to give me based on what I've been giving it. So create a structured prompt that will help achieve the UI design of this app on Wizard. I've dropped the prompt online on our WhatsApp group. So this is what I have. Look at how long it looks. It's high, yeah, it has everything for the overall app. But I don't think we're going to do all because it's going to take our time. So I'll copy this, right? And I can copy it from here. Then I'll come here. Good. So I'm going to quickly change this to Wizard so you can see how it works. Now, yeah, it looks complex, but it's because we're following the structure step by step. You can just easily open Wizard and start prompting it, but then it's just you wasting your free credit, and then you don't have any kind of direction. So if you follow it step by step, this will be helpful. You'll understand it, and you can always go back to where there's an issue. But if you just go without any kind of design direction, you're going it blindly, and that's not good for you as a designer. So I'm going to share my Wizard screen because this is what it looks like. It's just like any other kind of AI studio where you work on your applications or UI. So I'm going to go to, yeah, new blank. This, you can generate it auto designer, but it's for the beta plan, and I'm not using that. So you have to also know, okay, what kind of app, what kind of platform? Is it going to be a desktop platform? Am I going to use it on a tablet, mobile? So it's a mobile app, and I'm going to click on the mobile app. Yes. See? This one is, yeah, it's not so free. That's the problem. Well, I guess I have to take this out first. I'm not really using it. So mind you, Wizard is just for ideation. It's just to come up with wireframes, or should I say, yeah, ideas that you can use. So if you want to add a screen, you go to AI, say generate with AI. Then it's going to give you this platform, this AI agent that would ask all of the questions that it needs for you to get it. So perfect. Which device type should I? Yes, we're going for the mobile, and then walk me through the detailed design you have in mind for the screen. So instead of carrying everything, now we're going to do it screen by screen. I have this. Let me see. Can you see my screen? I'm going to do it screen by screen. Let's start with the onboarding screen. So I'm going to say design. All this is gone. A clean and intuitive mobile fitness app called Fit Pulse. This app helps this with your information there. Create a sleek UI with a minimalist aesthetic, rounded cards. You are saying everything that needs to be there. Rounded cards, soft shadows, and generous white space. Use a fresh color palette consisting of emerald. Now, if you have a color palette already that you want to use, you have the hexadecimal value, you can just add it in this space, replace it with this. Yes. Then any other kind of change that you can make, you do that before you prompt it. So the interface should feel energetic, motivating, and easy to navigate. Design style, modern, this. But we only want one splash screen. One screen, sorry. So we're going to take out these ones. We'll do them one by one. Yes. So this is what we're going to do. What level of precision are you trying to achieve? Do you want high precision? Do you want creative exploration? We're going to go for creative exploration. Let's see. So it's giving us 4 types of graphics for our screen. I hope you're watching as it's playing out. Great. Can you see? For onboarding, this is like magic. You have 4 different creative explorations, and one thing about it is that you can actually you can refine it. Oh my, why did I quickly pick that? That was a mistake. But yeah, I've picked one. Oh no, 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 no. I mistakenly picked that one. But yeah, that's fine. I think this one was even okay for me, but fine. This is, can you see? This is an example of a page. I told you it's for wireframing. So if you want to add another screen now, we need to add a new screen, right? If you want to add another screen, you click on screens and then you say add new screen. Yes, go on, Rukaya. Thank you.
Please, did you pick creative exploration or high precision?
No, creative exploration, because I just want ideas. Now, if you want high precision, you want the exact, yeah, you just want to go all in. And that's for wizard. We have other applications. There's Lovable, that actually builds real websites, like real actual applications that are ready for deployment. Yes. And then there's Google Stitch. Then there's also Figma Make. Now I'm going to go to Figma Make though, because I'm using the premium one. I don't know if the free one allows you to use Figma Make. For those that are using it, Hawa and Co, does it allow you to use Figma Make, the free version, if you're using it? Or are you using the premium one as well? If there's anyone who is using the free one, does Figma allow Figma Make lights for the free version? Because I'm not so sure. If it does, then that's fine. I think we can still make use of it. I want you to have different. This is for wizard now. We have our wireframe. That's for the onboarding screen, right? We have another. If you want another screen, so I'm going to. I want to delete this because I added it by mistake. So I'm going to generate more screen. I'll type a description, still mobile. Then I'll go and pick the second part. I've done the onboarding. Now I need to add, what screen should I add now? I want to add the sign in and sign up. So I'll come here. From that prompt that we got, or from ChatGPT, we're going to paste it here. Let's see what it comes up with. Still, okay, I think I'll go for high precision this time. Since I just want one single one with, yeah. So it's going to channel, if you pick high precision, it's going to channel all of the creativity into one single one for you to use. And then the second one, I mean, if it's creative explorations, you have different ideas to pick from. That's what it does. So you see now I've gotten It's just one it's generating for me. See? So now we have the first one and this. Can you see it? Though this is, well, it's just a wireframe. Like I told you, it's not going to act as a new, but yeah, you can see it's not going to give you exactly what you want. You can change it as you please. You can edit it, by the way, manually. Can you see? You can edit it manually. Yeah, you can edit it manually. Now the next one is Figma AI. I want to show you Figma Make. Or you can also check this out. Google Stitch, Lovable. Let me type them. So I'm here. Figma Make. This is for Wizard. We don't have all the time. That if we would have tried to get more pages, but yes. I'm going to share my Figma screen so you can see. So for those of you who don't know what Figma is for, right? Or for those of you who haven't used Figma, this is it. Figma is like a collaborative tool. It's a design tool. It's an AI studio. Everything in one. Yes, it allows designers to create designs, collaborate effectively across teams, and then also prototype their designs. There are so many things you can do on Figma. There's also a community where you can get design inspirations. You can post your own designs for people to buy, pay for, and so on and so forth. Just acts like any other kind of design tool, but with more features. So it has other things embedded in it. We have the design which is for you designing maybe your flyers or any kind of UI screen. Yes, doing it manually. And then there's FigJam when you want to do things like flow charts, site maps, then slides for for your normal PowerPoint presentation. No, not PowerPoint, for your normal presentations, your pitch decks. Then this is the one we're going for, Figma Make. This is where you come face to face with an AI agent that turns your ideas into real applications. So if you click on Figma Make, it's going to open another screen for you to see. This is where you're going to be prompting your AI. And one thing about this Figma Make is that all of those things that we actually had, instead of picking them one by one like Wizard, right? You can pick the entire prompt and put it on Figma Make. If you have access to Figma Make, you can do that. So I'm going to show you how. So it's going to cost it's going to take us time. Yeah. But if you want to do things, we can do it page by page too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy it again. But this time, okay, go on, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Please, is Figma Make, is it available on the free version of Figma?
That's what, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I think, but you can't copy the code. Yes, to some extent, yes, you can actually. Yes. So this is where you can either add images if you already designed it on Figma and you just want it to maybe prototype it, because there are sometimes you just want to prototype it. You just want to prototype your page after you've designed, and other times you want it from the scratch. So in this case, we want it from the scratch. We're going to copy all of our prompts here. Yes, you see, it has even cleaned out all of those jargons that were there. That's one thing I like about Figma Make. So after you've done that, it's going to take time. But I think what I should do is I'm going to just leave the splash screen, right? We'll have our splash screen and then onboarding screens. Then we can leave these other ones for now so that the time will be fast, because it's almost, our time has passed already. So it's already the end of our class. Okay, so I'll prompt this quickly. It takes time to build. But let's hope it's going to be fast for our sake. And it shows you the entire thinking process. You can see it's telling you what it's doing. And that's why I like Figma Make. I personally prefer Figma Make when it comes to ID, to all this. Then try it, Google Stitch and Lovable. For those of you that have high, have high knowledge in coding, or you just know a little HTML, CSS, you'll be able to find your way around it. So now it's saying I have all the ingredients. It's telling you everything you said, just to be sure that this is what you want. Then another one, if you want to create a sitemap, maybe you don't know the number of screens. For example, now, if maybe a client wants to pay you, wants to ask you about the details of an app, they want you to design a website for them, and then you don't know how much to charge, or you don't know the number of screens, right? Actually, for knowing how much to charge, you're supposed to be able to use a tool that can help you to estimate. Though I think the only one that I know personally is the Career Shield AI from Apexium. I think that's the only app I know that does that salary estimating. But if it's something that you need to do, maybe roughly, you can quickly just, actually it will even take more time, because you have to go to another tool which is used for sitemaps, just to know the number of screens that will be there, and then you start calculating based on what you've been doing before. Maybe if you're doing it on an hourly rate or screen by screens, maybe 50 screens you charge 100,000, or 50 screens you charge 1 million. That's all depending on what you choose. But if you have like a salary estimator, that's even better, because you can just quickly go there and then you have the average salary and then the maximum or minimum salary that you're supposed to, rate, price, cost that you're supposed to attach to a specific design. So yes, there's a tool that you use for sitemaps. If you want to know the number of screens, or if you just want to know the screens to give to a client, then you can say it's called there's octopus.do. You can check it in your free time. Octopus.do. What it does, it works with your prompt. You can tell it, I want to just design this app. You don't have to really do much when it comes to the prompting, but if you want it to be, if you're someone who likes precision, then definitely you should work with a structured prompt. But you can go there, say I want to design so this, and then it will come up with sitemaps for you, the number of screens that you're supposed to have. Yes, octopus.do. And then there's realune.io. Don't worry, all of these tools, I'm going to list them out for you. You need to know all of these tools. Honestly, they are helpful. That's why AI is here, to help our productivity, because you can't be doing all these things at the same time. Imagine the time you would need to come up with a wireframe, to come up with your flow chart, your user persona. Like, it's a lot. So if you have your information, it's just better to put it in a tool that will do that for you. At least you know how it works. You just need something to speed up the process. Like now, this Figma Make, it's going to take so much time, because it actually acts like a real app development tool. Yes, and it might not give us the results now. It takes more time, but I just wanted you to see how you can do it. So maybe later, after the class is long done, I can show you the results and what is here, because we can't keep waiting. But what I can do quickly is to show you octopus.do, what it helps with. Let me quickly present octopus.do. It helps you with sitemaps and wireframes. Yeah, it's more like a, should I say, website planner. Can you see? So it's showing you a page here. So this is from a prompt that I give. This is an untyped, this is a prompt that I give. So if I let me see, maybe I should go back, show you how it starts. So this is my dashboard. If you want to start a new, this is what it does. You want to start a new blank project, so but I'm going to go with generate with AI, and then you tell it a few words about your website. What is your website for? A fitness app, or should I say website? Okay, yeah, it's for website actually. This one is mostly for website. A fitness website or edtech edtech website for kids age 7 to 15. Let's just put it here. Just a simple text like this, and you're still going to get results. It acts the same way as Figma make. All of these tools, it's just time that it needs. So, but this is quite fast because it's not the actual app, it's just creating sitemaps. Can you see it? It's showing you the number of pages that you need. The number of pages, the things that you need on it. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah. So you have an edtech app website. You know that you need the header, featured courses, latest articles, why choose us, and all those things. This is what a sitemap looks like. That's why it's called a map. So that you outline the number of screens that are needed for an application. See, you won't have your 404 error page, cookies page, educational games page, learning videos, and they all look like a map. So this is, yeah, this is what you do with Octopus or do. And Realium, check it out. It's so good. Realium actually shows you, I think it shows you the wireframe, though it's not like this, it doesn't display this way. It shows you more of like a wireframe structure than this. This one it acts more on sections, and it's just for websites. I think on Realium you can do mobile apps too, and then you have your wireframes and also how your UI is supposed to look. That's very good. Realium, I told you I'm going to send it to the group. All of these tools that I've used today, I will list them out. So let me check on our Figma quickly before we end this class because it's already time. It's already time. Okay. It's still not done. But that's fine. Has anyone tried the Octopus do? Oh my God, this is taking longer than expected, but it's fine. This is actually, yeah, sometimes it takes more than this because it's writing a full app. Maybe I should have picked just one page, but even with just one page, it takes time. But yeah, I can see progress. Okay. Okay, so what I think we're going to do, we're going to have to end the call now. Yes, because it's almost 2, and when this comes up, I'll share it in the group. But I'm also going to drop the prompts, some of the prompts that you could use to get this in your free time. But this is going to be part of your assignment for this week, by the way. And yeah, I want to see your ideas too, because you've understood the structure. You've seen how I ideated using ChatGPT and how we've put it in Figma Make and also Wizard. At least Wizard gave us something very fast, which is a wireframe. You can keep building on the pages. You saw how I added the screen, right? So you just keep adding the screens until you get to the point where maybe you're done, and then you can pick these ideas. Maybe you can even pick the pictures and add it to Figma Make. Yes, I told you you can use a file attachment or prompts. Anyone you choose to use, that's fine. So I think this brings us to the end of our session. Do you have any questions before we end the session? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Hello, am I audible? Okay, I said that someone left a message in the group. My screen is not visible. Oh, okay. This was a long time. Yes, you can use the free version, but you can't copy the design. Yes, that's true. You can't copy the design because you. Oh, our Fit Plus is here. Thank God we didn't leave immediately. Can you all see it? Thumbs up if you can see it. Yeah. Great. So he paid staying. Thank God we saw it, we stayed. So this is it. Wow, this looks nice. See, that's why it was taking much time, because it's a good thing. So we've not prototyped it. If not, we'll be able to see the other pages. Yes. Oh, it's even working. Wow. Okay. Can you see? Nice. With the prototype, everything is intact. These two. I asked for just 3 pages, and that's why it's giving me this. You understand? If I say skip, woo-ho-ho. Amazing. Just from a prompt. And it gave us exactly what we wanted. Do you get the whole idea now? So it's all about your prompt. It's from the prompt. If you like, write a long, write 5 paragraphs of prompts. You understand? And if you don't write it in a structured way with what you want, with a clear objective, then you're going to get the whole thing wrong. You're not going to get what you want. So this is it. Yes. We even have the workout page. Wow. I asked you for just 3 pages, mind you. Mind you, I only asked for 3 pages. I mean 2 pages. I said splash screen and then the onboarding. Now look at it. It's giving us more than that. Can you see? We have even the workouts. We have progress. How interesting is this? Remember, even Claude can do this. Claude can do this. You can come up with an idea on Claude. So that one is going to be your assignment. So profile. Can you see this? Now let's see, is it giving us based on what we said for the user persona? At least now you know, if you want strength, you can get strength, cardio, so that it can be accessible to every kind of individual, anyone who is into workouts. And Miss Sarah says she wants progress. So you can see that her track progress chart is showing all of those. Her streak is also showing, because she said she would like things like streaks and the rest. So it gave us what we wanted actually. Yes, you can still refine this, and yeah, you end up with what you want. Can you see? So yeah, isn't this great? Please let's clap for this. This gave us a very good one. Yes. So you just need to know how to prompt it. So great. Now that we have this, I guess we can call it a day. We've prototyped, we've seen how wireframes 2 can be created with. The rest is going to be up to you. You'll be given the tools, learn how to use them. I've given you the guide. you know how to prompt your AI now. You all are practically pros now when it comes to prompting. I've told you, I've seen your designs and all. I just know what you're capable of doing. So thank you very much for today's class. Though we had a lot of hassles, like, yeah, unlike our previous classes, and I apologize for that deeply. Wasn't planned, but yeah, by God's grace, the next class will be even better. Or it gets more complex than this, but that doesn't mean it's you can't do it. It just shows that you're moving, you're leveling up. Yes. So thank you so much for joining, for your patience. I truly appreciate you all. You guys are like so amazing. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. I'll drop the prompts and the tools that you need, and also your assessments and any other updates that you need on the group. So yeah, that'll be all. Thank you so much. If anyone has anything, any concerns, just please indicate in the group. You know, I'll always be there to attend to it. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.